Hi everyone, my name is Ali and today I talk about moving while you want to drive or in the test. Now for sure, when you want to stop and then after that you have to go. Now the first lesson I talk about stopping on the left hand side. Now we talk about driving when you want to go. Now we know when you drive it's all about moving and stopping, and driving it's all about that. Now if you don't know how to stop and you don't know how to drive safe, then for sure you are in a very bad situation. Now driving, that's another main subject in the test. The examiner, they will ask you to stop on the left hand side at least 4 times. Now when they ask you to drive, they expect you to do many things to drive safe. Now the first thing, when they ask you to drive when you're ready, when they want you check your mirrors and the blind spot. Now how we check the mirror and how we check our blind spot. If you use the different, you can always use different technique, but the simple and easy one for you not forgetting your mirror or the blind spot, very important. Now the examiner, they will ask you to stop. Well, say for example they ask you to stop on the left hand side right here. Now they ask you to stop on the left hand side usually in one place where there is a junction or driveway or garage, something like that. Now the examiner, when they ask you to drive when you're ready or you drive yourself to be safe, you make sure you check your blind spots. Okay, we have a blind spot here. Okay, we have the mirror, interior mirror, side mirror, and then another blind spot. Okay, right there. Now I always teach my students start from left side. First blind spot on the left, and then the mirror, and then interior mirror, and then the side mirror, and the blind spot on the right side. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I ask them beginning to basically count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now if anything missing, for sure you miss something. Beginning you can do that. When you get used to it, then you don't need to do that. Always start from left side, first blind spot on the left, and then the mirror, interior mirror, right mirror, and then right blind spot, then you go. Now many people, they ask, why should I check left blind spot? Now I check right blind spot, nothing there, and then go. Now it's happened many times. When you stop on the left hand side, you don't check the blind spot, and here you go from the driveway, car move out, and you didn't see in your blind spot. Now many people ask, why should I check the blind spot? When I check the mirror, I see everything. Now mirror, it see far away. Now when you check the side mirror, you can see everything far away, but does not see the blind spot. The thing is very close to you, you will not able to see it. Now when you stop here and you check the left mirror, you can see all the way down there, but you're not able to see the car coming from the driveway. That's the reason you have to check your blind spot. Now there is many problems happening in the test. People, they haven't, it's happened once in 10 years, and that's you in your test. Now people, they ignore the blind spot and they don't check the left blind spot, and the car come out, become serious mistake, or they get accident. Now this thing is very important. What I do always, I make sure we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, signal 6. Now when we check the mirror, make sure you look for the things. Now you don't check your blind spot for sake of making the examiner happy. The examiner, he doesn't want you make him happy. He wants you check and find if anything in your blind spot. Now many times it happened in the test. I seen myself during the test, my people, she check all her blind spots and the mirror, and there's a car right next to us, she didn't see it. Now why? Because she just done it for sake of the test or the examiner. Make sure you look for something and then you go. Now the blind spot, we talk about why it's important. You don't see things very close. The mirror see things far away. Blind spot, you can see the things very close. Then you drive. Now other places, the examiner, they will ask you to stop very close to parked car. The examiner, they ask you to pull up on the left hand side and say there is a car in front of you, like that. Now when you stop on the left hand side and the examiner asks you to get closer to the car, he expects you to stop here where there is enough room for one car length between you and the parked car. Now when the examiner asks you to pull up on the left hand side close to the car, they expect you to drive from the parked car safely. When you drive, you go away from the car, that parked car, about a meter or 3 feet, or say a door length, okay, from that car. Why? Because they don't want you to drive like this, very close to the car. Now when you go very close to the car, if that's your car, you will not be happy. Now yes, you haven't hit the car, but if anybody sit in the car or any passenger sit in your car and they see you so close to the car, for sure they get shock and basically scare them to death. Now we don't want to scare anybody to death, we are not a monster. Now you go far away from the car 1 meter, the examiner, they expect you to do that. And other place the examiner will ask you to stop, it's uphill. They will ask you to stop in the uphill to see the clutch control. Now my car is automatic, we don't have that problem, but if you have a manual, make sure you learn how to do the clutch control before you drive. That's a very important lessons, moving and stopping. The moving, the examiner usually they ask you drive when you're ready. They never expect you just drive like, you know, crazy. When they ask you drive when you're ready, make sure your gauge engage, handbrake down, you check all your 2 blind spot and 3 mirror, and then signal, then you go. Now when you go, it's very important to see the car behind you. Now when there's a car behind you really far away, and no problem, you can go. But if you see a car behind you and when you move the car behind you, they need to slow down because of you, then you don't go. The only time you go, there is nothing behind. Now the last thing is basically very important. When you drive, looking ahead. Looking ahead, because when you drive here, you go halfway. If there's a car coming towards you, then you have to stop for the car coming towards you. Basically, you don't block anybody, you don't force anybody to slow down for you, and then you can go always safely. Now this is the moving when you go. This is the thing very important. I hope it is useful. If it is useful and it's simple, then you can always let me know, comment or share it and like it, and I will see you in next lesson. Thank you very much.